So we've covered how to land properly. We've covered the mindset of what to do when you hit the floor. Right? So now nobody's going to hit the floor and turtle up and wait for bad things to happen. We're going to be more responsive, to be more alert. Okay? That's all well and good, but what if you end up in a tricky position? Okay? So we're going to go over the basics, especially for those that are just starting. So we're not necessarily going to go over any attacking or any submissions. It's just about getting a dominant position. That's a really, really good start. Not just for fighting, but also for self-defense as well. Okay? So if your objective is to just try and get out of the situation, getting into a dominant position is a very good start. Okay? So let's say Scott is in mount. Okay, we'll start with this one and then we'll work up to that. Okay? So Scott's going to put his weight on me. So I don't know what he's going to do from this point. He's either going to hit me, or he's going to lie on me, or he's going to put a submission on me, but either way, I don't want him. Right? If I were Scott, I wouldn't want to be sat in that position for too long. Right? I know he's just sat there for demonstration, but I've seen a couple of people that when they go into a mount position, they stay exactly where Scott is right now. Right? That's not a good strategy. Okay? If you don't know any submissions, the best thing you can do is, if Scott, if you lie on me, put your arm around my head, okay, and just go heavy, like really, like you're about to fall asleep, right? So, like really heavy. That's it. That's it. Now I've got to work really hard to do anything with that. Okay. If you don't know what to do, you don't know any submissions or anything beyond this, this is the best thing you can do. If you sit up, don't sit there and do that. Okay. Everybody understand? So, what I'm going to do, this is one way to get out of this position. I'm going to knee Scott in the butt, not knee him as in like hurt him. I'm just going to push him, nudge him forwards, and he's going to post. Okay? I want to wrap around one arm, so I'm going to do a gable grip, connect together. I'm going to do a little sit up, just to give myself enough space to pull his elbow into his hip. Like so. Okay? I want to take away all of this, so I'm going to go this way. I want to hook my foot around his foot so that he can't, so stick your leg out, he can't do that, okay? So he's not going to stop me from rolling in that way. So I'm going to hook the foot, lean away, look where I'm going, I'm going to bridge. So I'm going to lift my hips up, I'm not going to roll him, I'm going to bridge. So I'm not going to do this, and roll him sideways. I'm going to lift him up with my hips and go round, okay? Instantly, he's going to close the guard, okay? So I'm now in his guard. This isn't a good position for me, but this is better than the position I was just in, okay? That's enough for now, okay? We go back, thank you, Scott. So, we'll go that way this time. So, again, I'm going to knee Scott in the butt. If I want to go that way, I'm going to take this arm, okay? Gable grip, pull the elbow into his hip, hook the foot. I'm not necessarily doing this in a particular order. We want to get all of this achieved, okay? Look away, so lean away from where I'm rolling to. Look where I want to roll. Push the hips up as high as you can, pushing through the floor with your feet. Scott, instantly close the guard, okay? When you've done the roll, the best thing you do is get yourself off the floor and pin yourself onto your partner. As soon as you start pinning on the floor, two problems here. One of them, you're taking the weight off your partner so that Scott has got free rein to do what he wants. Also, if Scott knew what he was doing, he could add that arm if he wanted, right? So what I've been telling Scott to do is grab that wrist, sit up and go over, round, grab your own wrist, around the other side. That's it. Beautiful submission, okay? That I'm basically just giving to him, okay? So I want to be putting my weight on Scott, and that's enough, okay? Don't set yourself up for any bad habits, or doing this, like giving stuff to Scott, giving him my arms is another one, okay? Because he can have that, alright? Everybody happy with that? When you get to here, put the weight on, or put the weight on either way, then stop there. And then switch over, okay? The reason we want to close off the guard is for the same reason But when Scott was trying to run around that way and I was trying to follow him, are both to achieve the same objective, which is to stop Scott getting past my hips, right? This is basically one of the major objectives of jiu-jitsu, right? And it's also the main objectives in our ground material, okay? So if I let Scott get past my hip line, he has an advantage, okay? So the same thing here. So if he's in my guard, yeah, no, okay. He can punch, I can punch. I can do stuff, he can do stuff, but he is below my hip line, right? So as far as I'm concerned, relatively speaking, this is a more ideal position for me. This is a safer position for me. If I don't close the guard, he will find a way to get out, and his objective is to pass my hips. My objective is to either keep him below my hips or try and get him into a position where I can pass his hips. Make sense? Yeah? So ideally, I want him to sit up so that I can go, all right then, I'll roll him that way, now I'm past his hips. Yeah? He wants me back there. Okay? So if you keep this in mind all the time, if you have one objective in mind, even if it's not necessarily pulling off a submission, is keep your partner below your hips on the floor. Right? There we go. That is exactly why we close off that guard as quickly as you can. Okay? So if I've done all of that, so he's on my in mount position. So I've done all of that. There, straight away as he does it. Okay? What if, because this is an entirely possible situation, what if your partner is bigger than you and you cannot lock your feet together? Okay? What you do, you get your legs around and you squeeze as tight as you can. Okay? So if you disconnect your feet, just try and bring your feet as close together as you can. Bring your feet in, your knees in, and clamp everything to give your partner something to think about, make them feel like they're in a vice. Okay? So a good question asked over here about where the legs want to be when locked in guard. So do they want to be low or do they want to be high? So you want to go higher. If you go higher, not only for two good reasons, you've got control over the upper body, so if Scott wanted to pull me forwards, then he could, but also we got to consider the muscles being used with everything that we're doing, right? It's good to have an understanding of the muscles being engaged, the muscles being stretched when doing any exercise, right? In this case, and the same reason why in jiu-jitsu they say don't lie your legs out flat, is that if you angle the hip and angle the knee, you've got really good engagement of your lower core and your transverse abdominis of your lower core, okay? That's why they do a lot of core conditioning, okay? So Scott ideally wants that angle to be dominant, okay? He doesn't want me sitting too far back and effectively see his hips going up, so that's now a weak core. So he wants to be pushing his hips down and crunching in. So this is keeping me under his control, okay? So it doesn't want to be too low, but yeah, he said about going up too high. If you're a highly skilled practitioner, you can start doing stuff like where you grab my arm, and you can throw that leg over and start triangling me. That's a bit different. We'll do that another time. But you want control enough that if I try to sit up, Scott, without grabbing me alone, can pull me forward with his legs. Okay, and if I try to sit up again, he can pull me back forward again. Exactly why we need to keep control of the hips. So if he tries to pull me forward again, yeah, really try. That's why we've got that there. So if I let go, oh, he's got me then, okay? Everybody happy with that?